Right, and it came out different ways. But I think it was Calgary. They were found not guilty because there was no evidence that they had been notified because they posted the signs in the hospital and then proved that they weren't in the hospital to see the signs. But I think because they were on the picket line. And that's right. So in Calgary, the courts found the individuals not guilty. In Edmonton, they found them guilty and said, "Don't be ridiculous. Everybody knows there was a strike and that it was illegal, and they don't need to see the signs." And they. After that strike, they changed the labor code in a number of ways. A lot of it was to get around that. The other, and I don't know if anybody mentioned, the last item resolved at the '88 strike. Back then, the Labor Relations Act said that an employer, if there was an illegal strike, the employer could make application to the labor board to cease deducting union dues. And during '88, a number of employers did that. Probably by the time the strike was at the end, probably all of the employers did that. And so one part of the back to work conditions that we were looking for was we wanted the employer to withdraw those applications because UNA had no money at the time, and if the employers weren't going to be sending in the union dues, there was going to be some major problems in trying to continue as an organization. So we were, as a part of the back to work, we wanted the employer to agree to withdraw. And they wouldn't agree. Actually, that hung it up for another day and a half before but eventually the employers agreed to withdraw those applications. After that, one of the big changes in the Labor Relations Code was to change that. So now if there's an illegal strike, the employer doesn't make an application. That way the employer doesn't even have the authority to withdraw it. The labor board on their own decides whether or not, and if it's an illegal strike, it's sort of an automatic thing. And that was one of the changes because they didn't want a union to be able to do what we did, which is negotiate the employers to withdraw the application. And then they made a bunch of changes.
And they actually applied that to AUPE.
They actually applied it to AUPE, yes.